Welcome to the 1944 Downfall mod. This is where the pain begins. We will be playing as Germany. I'll turn on Iron Man mode, and this will be the culmination of my suffering the last few days. I've tried this on stream, had a meltdown. Then I tried it again, had more meltdowns, but eventually I figured it out. Follow along. Let's see, 1944 Downfall. We'll be playing at normal mode, dismiss all of this, and this is the general tactical situation. It doesn't look too bad. The Axis are firmly in control of Europe. Italy is doing Italy things, as one might expect, but we got a lot of enemies. The big one here will be the Soviet Union. They are quite thick on paper in terms of their division count, but we can eventually match them both in output and in quality. Unfortunately, the numbers don't tell everything. The Soviets will also get massive offensive bonuses every now and then in what's called Soviet offensives. And during those offensives, hold on to your butthole, boys.
Hold on to your butt.
Because Papa Stalin's coming for it. At the same time, of course, we have the UK here, who will fling an inordinate amount of troops at you, along with the US of A. They will all naval invade the hell out of you, as the Allies always do. So, what will we do? How will we handle this? I'm thinking, first off, we're gonna deal with Italy. This is relatively minor amounts of Allied presence, so I'm gonna throw an army of infantry along with my mech and my motorized at this, just to clean this up quickly. Then prepare defenses in the west. We're gonna make sure every single one of our ports is at least guarded, and we'll have to keep an eye on it, because it's gonna be pain. I might keep a quick reaction force near Paris for, rapid redeployment and throwing allies back into the sea, but we'll see just what we have left after we organize the army. As for the eastern front, we're gonna have to give some ground. The top part here, we're gonna fall back to, I'm thinking Riga. I had an idea earlier that I might be able to hold on to Narva, hold that crossing, but it's difficult, and then hold Pskov, the river line behind Pskov, through the marshes, through the forests, down here, and then sit on that river. But honestly, I don't think that's gonna work out. I think we'd be better off with the major river crossing here, and then just give up on Pskov. It's not worth it. Then centrally, we're relatively okay. If I could push that unit back from Vitebsk, but again, I don't really have the strength right now. We'll sit on this river here for as far as we can. We'll sit on these marshes. They're also relatively defensible. And then around Zhytomyr, we'll have to see what we do. These guys have a little bit of entrenchment. Might as well keep them there if I can fend off the first attacks. If not, we fall back further. And this bit here, Mykolaiv, we're going to fall back to the major river here. Now, you may have noticed that we are going to be crossing a couple of national borders here. And that is going to be a slight problem, because data is expensive. And roaming data, doubly so. Boy, do I hate roaming charges. But fortunately, today's sponsor, Saily, is here to help. Saily is a cool eSIM service that works in over 190 countries. That's a lot. And what I love about it is that you just need to install the eSIM once, and it automatically connects you to wherever, basically. No more fumbling around for local SIM cards or getting caught in those long airport queues. No physical card needed. It's super simple. Download the Saily app on your iOS or Android device, follow the easy setup steps, choose a plan that fits your needs. Done. I was very impressed by how affordable the data plans were as well. It definitely helps cut down on those absurd roaming fees. Plus, feels great knowing I'm avoiding any of those SIM card scams. Another neat feature, Saily even comes with some privacy perks like virtual location changes and ad blocking, so you can browse with a bit more peace of mind while you're exploring new places. Honestly, it makes traveling so much less stressful, and if you're planning a trip soon and just want a hassle-free way to stay connected without breaking the bank, check out Saily. Just scan the QR code on your screen or hit the link in the description, and don't forget to use my code STEEL for a 50% discount at checkout. Now, thank you for watching and happy travels. Now, we have some interesting people to meet in our tanks. Let's go. Worst case scenario, we fall back to Danzig and sit on the Warsaw River. Well, it's the Vistula. We'll hold the Vistula line down here, and then, we'll see from there. Let's take a look here. Focus tree. Most of the stuff at the focus tree is done. Now, there are things I would still like, such as improving the logistics system. Supply efficiency and reduced fuel consumption is pretty great, considering how fuel is going to be a major issue for us. And we have this, the Götterdämmerung bonus. For about a year and a half, we get 10% yeah, 10% recruitable pop as well as division defense. This is pretty nice, and it leads to some very other nice bonuses for the Germans. This is specifically made for the mod. The rest is just the Götterdämmerung historical focus tree. There's still some stuff here we can use. Let's start by fixing our logistics system. Then service by requirement. I hate it, but we need it. Autarky, yeah. Totaler Krieg, yeah, fine. Funk can stay. We'll pick up Minister for Labor, and then either the Chief of the Abwehr or Leni Riefenstahl. I think Leni is going to give us more stability and war support. We'll get Guderian for the Blitzkrieg Theorist, and later on when we actually have an air force that can do something, we'll switch over to Ernst Udet for more ground attack. Right now, spoiler, our air force sucks ass. We have some decisions here that we can take. Okay, so we're gonna need to do the Reichskommissariats. Why? Well, this is ass and very annoying. It gets a lot easier if we can just tell someone else to take care of the Reichskommissariats, I guess. Plus, it makes Alfred Rosenberg slightly better, giving us more factory output. Might as well. Yeah, I won't be able to blow up the railway, but I think this is worth the cost. We'll also do the Generalgouvernement, Böhmen-Mähren, Norway as well. And the only one I'm not doing is Belgium, North Frankrijk, because this is bugged. So Belgium, North Frankrijk is this area. So it's basically Belgium plus Nord-Pas-de-Calais. But for some inexplicable reason, Antwerp is a German core. It's not. It shouldn't be, but it is. And therefore, it breaks the autarky focus. Where is the autarky focus? It breaks this focus if I were to create that Reichskommissariat. It says all core states must be fully controlled by the German Reich. If I create the puppet, I cannot do autarky. Just something to remember. Let's create the puppet anyway. We'll reintegrate them later. Right, now for tank designs. Panther Gs. This is not the best. It's serviceable, but let's start making some changes. So the gun I want to be improved howitzer for turning that Soviet infantry into pink mist. Radio's fine. This will replace with a easy maintenance company. It's a bit pricey in terms of XP, but it does reduce the cost. It's nice for reliability. And then just slap on heavy machine guns, mostly because we want soft attack on this bad boy. We'll replace the design company with the Henschels, make them a little bit slower, but they'll be serviceable. Speed is nice. Welded armor I'm replacing with riveted. Again, I want to make these cheaper, and the armor stat on these is, funnily enough, not really relevant. So, something like this. It's 9 kilometers an hour, it's what I'm aiming for. We'll upgrade that later. Soft attack is very nice. Hardness and armor are meh. Breakthrough is fine. Could be better, but it's fine. And we'll run these. Then for the tank destroyer, this is where we'll put all the armor in. If you don't know what it is, it's armor memeing. I don't usually do this. I'll explain it as I go. Basically, you want this thing to have all the armor piercing, and I want this thing to have all of the armor, like all of it, while also keeping the speed reasonably high. Christie suspension, get the engine down just a little bit. Something like this. Reliability is awful. Speed is fine to keep up. Soft attack and hard attack are meh. It's got piercing. It will pierce enemy tanks easily. It's got very nice, reasonably nice armor stats. We'll make these. They don't have to be exceptionally cheap because we don't need that many of them. Right, now, why am I doing it that way? Well, we'll look at our tank design. Let's take, I know one of these Panzer Division is, yeah, this one's relatively easy to edit. So what do? We're going to throw everything out there that is not a tank, a truck, or a tank destroyer. We'll bump these up to my desired width. I definitely love running 30 widths, and I will not apologize for it. 30 width tank, it's got reasonable hit points, it's got reasonable organization, it's got very nice soft attack, it's got enough hard attack to pierce enemy tanks, decent breakthrough, and it still has very nice armor. Now for infantry. We've got a lot of options. Waffen-SS, not great. Trucks, not great. Basically, none of these divisions are what I want to use, and our basic infantry division, it's this. In single player, it will serve. It will do its job, which is to kill the AI or stop the AI from advancing, but it's very expensive and it's not really anywhere close to being optimal. I do not like these. So I'm gonna replace this with Sicherungsdivision 18 width, my favorite. Engineer companies will add support artillery and we will add support anti-air. I can make those changes and we will use this division as our frontline unit. So let's drag that all the way to the top. So we'll have an infantry unit, we'll have an armor unit, everything else is probably gonna get deleted. We're gonna have a lot of work ahead of us. I'll do the organization off camera, but I'll just do it like this now so we can have an idea of what I want to do. I want to have one field marshal who covers this part of the front. Maybe I want to hold on to Riga and then just go down here to Vitebsk. I would like to include Vitebsk, but not sure I can afford to. And then down south here, we'll take another field marshal, and he will try to cover this area here all the way along the river where he can, and then, you know, not along the river where he can't. This is going to be the hard part. A lot of this place is fairly poorly laid out in that this is plains. There's a lot of plains tiles here. If you look at the terrain map, this is very difficult to defend, all the plains, and this area is going to be hard to defend again with all of the plains. So if the line breaks, it will be around Vitebsk and around Kiev. Over here again, we'll keep an army here. These guys basically are going to find 24 divisions in Italy itself to throw back the enemy. The idea here is to create a new theater. We'll call this the west, the other can be the east. And we'll use these to throw out the Americans from Italy. Okay, and then whatever's left over is going to be my coastal garrisons. Speaking of coastal garrisons, we have more decisions to take. So we're going to be constructing the Western Atlantic Wall, because I know pain is coming for me. I'll be developing all of my Germanys. Dig in and hold is very valuable when the Soviets start their offensives. It will help blunt the damage a little bit. I'll take the free guns from the old weapon caches. Heavy water, yes. And I might as well prepare the defensive along the older Nisa River. Intel. All right, we'll break the Soviet cipher and we'll start working on passive defense. We have probably been infiltrated to hell and back. We don't have any spies. Nothing we can really do about that right now. Research. We are going to get infantry equipment improvements. I'm going to get better mech. Yes. I am going to get this. We need rubber. And I'm going to get this. We need the oil from this as well. After that, we'll adjust as we go. I'm probably going to prioritize the infantry equipment. There's some nice stuff here. Support companies, I might want better engineers eventually, but that's all ahead of time. And eventually, I will be working my way towards modern tanks as well as advanced flamethrowers. The rest of it is going to have to wait. It will simply have to wait. What I also have is special projects. No land cruisers yet, unfortunately. Air. Helicopter man. Get me helicopters, please. Get on that stat. Naval engineering yard. I would like some fleet submarines, please. Air boy. What can you get me? Jet engines or missiles? Missiles. I'll take the V2s, basically. Yeah. And then, Mr. Heisenberg, start cooking. I need my nukes. All right, that's the special projects. They're all going to get bombed to hell. Anyway, Air Force. We're going to reorganize the Air Force back home because we have quite the headache ahead of us. I genuinely do not like organizing my Air Force. I'm basically gonna set them up over my own territory for the most part to stop the Allied bombing. I cannot contest the Soviet air. My airplanes are terrible and they're not gonna be good enough to fend off the Soviet airplanes. So I'm just gonna reorganize them and then distribute them as we go. I'm gonna get rid of a lot of these though, and I'll exercise the ones that I will not be getting rid of just so that they are no longer shit. For the Navy, we'll take the submarine fleet under Donuts here. We'll give him all of our subs, and I'll basically turn these into wolf packs where I send them out to raid. All right, so I've set up my fronts. We're gonna try to mostly stick to territories we can reasonably defend, maybe. Also, the front lines have bugged out because I created these Reichskommissariats. The Soviets are gonna freak out, but it will fix itself as time goes on. All of these guys here just have to leave immediately. It's just horrible the way the AI redeploys. If you don't force them to do something immediately, they just take the weirdest paths they can find to get out of a war or get out of a war zone. It is quite awful. Everyone I've been able to find, I've converted into the new templates. We're going to extract as many divisions as possible from these front lines, and hopefully the guys last long enough to, you know, not instantly die the moment the Soviet AI wakes up. I've also got 71 divisions currently allocated to just defending the western coast. I'm kind of ignoring the area around Marseille and Nice for now because I really want to see just how tough the invasions are going to be. Antwerpen port is not lost, but okay. So I think I lost the ports because they've gone to a Reichskommissariat. Are you stupid? Horthy. Fine. Goodbye, Horthy. Do I need to blow up more? I do like blowing up the railways for the Soviets. You know, just leave a little gift. All right, up north we're extracting and just keep strategically redeploying just to stay away from the Soviet lines because the Soviets are just annoying. Hungary falls. Yay, Hungary's now our puppet. Great. On that note, Hungary, you got 18 divisions. You're not using those 18 divisions. I'm going to send those 18 divisions to the Western Front. And you know what? For the time being, I'm going to park you around, say, Norway. This is looking relatively solid. As long as I can get these guys out all the way up north here, I'll be happy. Oh, the Italian front's already suffering. Let's get that Air Force engaged. Might offset some of the damage. The armor is arriving here, so I'm still consolidating it. We have green air in Italy, might be able to make a counterattack work once the armor arrives. All right, with the air under our control here, we're fending. Oh yeah, that's a lot of cast damage, that's good. Just need to get that armor ready for the thrust. Yeah, as expected, the critical areas are going to be the plains, so this is gonna crack. I might need to fall back to Venezia and sit in the less easily penetrated territories. Would have to give up Zhytomyr to do it. Not ideal. I'll try to use winter as much as possible to slow this down. We also have a lot of reinforcement means we can do just to keep that combat going. All other fights are still going reasonably well, so it's not too terrible yet. But the moment the Soviet offensive starts, I'm probably McFucked, but we're not there yet. All right, the armor is good to go. I have renamed each and every one of these magnificent armored behemoths to channel members. So channel members, those who support me in doing what I love to do will get their names onto divisions, and hopefully together we can triumph in glorious victory. So let's see how well they do. Okay, with the air and the CAS, I think we'll be able to push south. We'll get the armor rolling. Now, they are still being pierced, which means my design's not the best. I think the problem is that I still have too many old pieces of equipment and not enough new pieces of equipment, so the meme isn't quite working. So I'll have to convert some of these to make them slightly better. In any case, we are moving forward. Once we break the line here, we should have the strength we need to immediately sweep south towards Taranto, Brindisi, and then into Palermo. We're attacking Naples. Once we're through, we'll surround Naples. That should give me the opportunity to catch a couple of their divisions with their pants down. I should be able to encircle Naples now. And with Naples encircled, we'll be able to kill like 20, 21, 22 divisions in there, which will, yes, that's gonna help, and keep pushing. Now back to this front. Yeah, I'm gonna lose Vitebsk. It's not sustainable. Anyway, that's 22 divisions trapped in Naples. I should be able to overrun them. Yeah, Vitebsk's gonna go. Horthy, what are you doing? Operation Panzerfaust, I suppose. Yeet, Operation Panzerfaust. Alright, so submarine campaign's going exceptionally well, and we've taken Naples. That's good. They were just trying to reinforce it. Unfortunately, we weren't able to kill more of their guys, but now we can thunder down south with the armor, and hopefully that will be Italy under our control. We're fending off the Soviets relatively well, so losses are high-ish. So are the Soviet ones, which is a bit odd. They're the ones doing the attacking. Usually the attacker takes way more casualties than the defender. And the air war here has completely turned. Not even sure if it's worth keeping the air up right now. I'm losing the air war hard. Well, at least that's a small encirclement, and hopefully we can drive to Messina. In a perfect world, we will be able to drive to Messina in no time. So that is the boot of Italy more or less secured. Good. Alright, that is Italy itself secured. Alright, let's push into Sicily. Logistics system improved. That's going to be wonderful. Now we're going to do Götterdämmerung. This gives me more recruitable pop, more division defense, and unlocks the rest of this tree, which is frankly quite powerful. Free guns, more organization and experience gain. Free forts, but I don't think I'll need those. Honestly, very powerful stuff here. Well, this is it. The Soviets are starting an offensive, so if you want to know what that looks like, a lot of bubbles, but mostly this. Major offensive, division organization, basically everything about the Soviets is ridiculously overpowered for 2 weeks? Give or take? I'm gonna try and blunt that by hitting dig in and hold, also redrawing some of my front lines to be slightly easier to manage. The idea is wither the assault as best we can, and then take back tiles in the aftermath, because after they get that massive bonus to their offensive, So they're like gods for 2 or 3 weeks. After that, they have like a 2 or a 1 week window where they're incredibly weak. And the idea is to then strike back. Now for the offensive. Let's slow the game down. With this offensive now in full swing, we're going to lose Vitebsk. We're going to peel back from there. So wherever we have good terrain and a nice stack of units, we're fending them off somewhat. Mechanized is helping in fending them off, but it is very likely to not be enough. Pain. So much pain. Mostly green though, so yay. And then reinforce what isn't green with mech for the time being. Armor is rushing into the area as well. We're gonna keep pressure on this, which is a bit annoying. They've got 1 billion divisions stacked on Reggio Calabria, which kind of annoying. Can't really push through that, so it is what it is. I wasn't able to sweep them aside in one move. And now they got naval superiority again. Oh, damn it. At least the convo rating is going well. So I'm sinking some UK ships, some US ships, losing only minimal submarines. Yeah, as expected, we're starting to lose tiles here. Stop the... And what makes it even worse is how the AI insists on instant counterattacks, which just de-orgs them even further, meaning you can't really set up a secondary line because your units are just completely beat up. How is Italy? Italy is holding. I've got green seas again, so this is again the strategy of just waiting for the AI to fuck up does definitely work. South is holding very well, mostly because there are no tanks concentrated here, and these are all major rivers. All right, we have declared Götterdämmerung, which is nice. That's the DLC. More division defense, more cruel pop. That might help. Got an army of 24 divisions out under Kesselring. They're currently training. They will be my quick reaction force, air quotes, to throw at a problem should it arrive. I might convert them into some sort of motorized shock template, which it's not optimal, I know, but it might help me plug gaps in this region. Okay, so good news, bad news. Bad news, this is still a nightmare. Good news, the Soviets are actually quite weak here. I've managed to counterattack immediately after they launched their own first wave of the assault, I guess. A couple of pinning attacks. I'm going to see if I can get back to the river near Kiev. My armor is almost in position, and I'll throw them in there as well. It looks like I'll be able to drive them back, and in a couple of days, this runs out, and they will take a massive penalty. Ah, no! It reinforced beamed the entire stack off the tile. That's bad. That's bad. It's okay. I was expecting it to not quite go my way here, so we'll fall back there. Please, Papa Stalin, don't hurt me so much. Oh, why you gotta hurt me so much? Yeah, we're gonna have to do last stand shenanigans. There's no way around that. This is what a last stand meme looks like. You select one unit, put them in a own separate army with a general, hit last stand, and it becomes a lot cheaper to do than to do it for an entire army. Now, this guy should be able to hold out for as long as required. Oh, Finland wants help. Can I afford to help Finland? I don't know. It just hits my consumer goods for 60 days. I can afford that. I'm mostly building our fortifications. We're working our way through the forts. Most are built. Finally getting some fuel in, which runs out in 21 days, which is great considering I have a large counteroffensive to make soon. We are closing in on Kiev though. And in 3 days, the Soviet buff runs out, and then we'll see what's what. And the Finns haven't lost yet, but I'm oh yeah, there's been a Soviet breakthrough up there. So I'm expecting Finland to really take a kick in the teeth. Yeah, this is pure pain. This is horrible. But we're gonna give them what for? Yeah, their buffs run out. They're still there, so the units don't have their debuff yet. Oh, there we go. Now this happens after the offensive. So for apparently 3 weeks, they have offensive exhaustion, making their units significantly worse. So this is the point where we clap back. The goal is to push in and take the supply hubs. Without supply hubs, there's not much they can do. All right, now we can apply some pressure to Kyiv itself, and we're setting up on that river line. All right, we're up to the river line here, and I'd like to buddy up to the river line here as well. Well, having pushed to Kiev strips this part of the front, at least for the Soviets, a little bit of supply. I think we've got go. That's 36. That's not a lot of force being projected. Let's turn these guys into convoy raiders once they leave the port. Great. I have green seas. I can go. Oh, yeah, now all these ports are guarded. We'll see how well that goes for me. We'll put all of our casts out there. We'll see if we can, you know, make a dent. Oh, no. Now they got troops here. Yeah, they got entrenchment as well, so we're just gonna call that whole thing off. Oh, you've got to be shitting me. I haven't even recovered org from the last one. Oh, dear God, no. Oh yeah, immediately, despite the entrenchment, but despite the terrain, despite the fact that these guys have no supply, they still have a massive planning bonus, a massive country-specific bonus. It's just unfair. Look at the stats. They shouldn't even be able to touch me here. And that's with me sitting on the good territories. Right, cool. D-Day, May 2nd. Not really seeing anything. Oh well, I'm expecting them to arrive soon. Well, thank God. Now would be a good time to counterattack, so let's do just that. In the south here, I've actually been able to manage a infantry-based counterattack. So these guys have been managing to nibble away at the Soviet front independently. Seizing Kiev really was a godsend for the south. It stripped the Soviets of a major airbase, a major supply hub, and it has allowed me to contest the air and keep at least the south more or less okay without needing any of my mechanized or armored support, which is great because I need a whole lot of it up north. Finland's dead.
He's dead, Jim. He's dead, Jim.
I cannot spare the troops to rescue Finland. Gotta admit, I'm impressed with what the infantry can do once the Soviets are suffering from that offensive exhaustion. So basically, an infantry push has managed to make a lot of ground up here. Also, that's 20 divisions on that tile. If I can do a funny, I might be able to get those 20 divisions encircled and destroy. That's 4 tanks, a bunch of infantry. If I can go to these 2 tiles, we might be playing around with some funny business. Pushing the units back, don't want that. All right, now attack again. Just pin them, pin them, pin them, pin them. Yes! That's 4 Soviet tanks, 14 infantry divisions trapped. Just want to see these guys go away and just vanish into thick air. Oh, look at that. We're pushed right up to the riverfront here. Just need to seize Dnipropetrovsk. Seize that damn city. And that would give me the supply. I'll have to bring in the railway artillery, but we did manage to seize Dnipropetrovsk, which does secure us, anchor us somewhat on the Dnipro in the south. Oh, thank God. My turn. So if I could get a little bit of respite here. I want to take this armor, or what's left of my local armor. See if we can get a little bit of an encirclement going here. You know what? I'm not that kind of person. I'm going to take these 24 divisions. We're going to send them over to this general area. Do I want to get rid of generals? Not really, because Rommel, von Kluge, and von Manstein are pretty good. The extra stability is nice, the political... all of the bonuses are nice, but I don't want to shoot everyone who's useful to me. I'd much rather not get myself shot. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to let the Gestapo sort it out. Anyway, over here, the encirclement is just about ready. Yes, it's something. All right, we got a couple of their troops trapped here, so it's a nice little pocket. Some infantry, some tanks. It is better than nothing. Uh-oh, Finland bailed. Well, bailed. They fought until the bitter end. Fortunately, that just teleported these guys back home, which is preferable to losing them entirely. I have just resigned myself to the fact that apparently D-Day's not coming. Fall of Kiev, huh? Late to the party. I think I've reached the point now where even with a major offensive going on, my front's solid. November 44, still no naval invasion. I have no idea what broke with the Allied AI, but yeah, nothing. And we've taken Narva. My God, Soviet idiots. Love to see that. Might be able to get an encirclement out of this. Is this pocket? It's maybe pocket. Yes, it is pocket. So that's 20. Ooh, that is like 21 divisions. 30, a good 35 divisions. I mean, it's not the end of the world for the Soviets, but you know, it's a start. Oh, Reggio Calabria has been seized. We're not going to be able to push across this. Not with like 15 divisions stacked there and a lovely naval attack penalty. Yeah, that's unlikely to happen. I think we're in control here. Get another core. Let's take a look here. I need to start working on autarky. And we've also figured out how to make helicopters. Love that. Gonna put those into production, as well as I just saw it, super heavy howitzers. Okay, so we might be able to land there, but that's a death warrant. Let's reinforce that naval invasion. There we go. Might be able to threaten Palermo with a little luck. We got across. That means Sicily is ours. Mountaineers forward. Yes. Hey, that's a bunch of Americans we've got trapped here. That's great. Now we just need to kill off the remainder of them. In any case, Sicily is now secured. That's good. And over here, that's already... Oh yeah, that's... that's pretty neat. Yeah, it's pretty neat. All right, that's a good little encirclement. We'll use the infantry to quickly mop that up. And over here, we have achieved well, total success, really. That I don't expect them to have much in Cagliari. That should see Mussolini firmly back in control of all of his Italian holdings. And after that's done, Gibraltar, mayhaps. Gibraltar, maybe a naval invasion of North Africa. Or, ideally, we strike out at the UK itself. Right, on my way to my own little Yalta conference. The armor is so slow though. Yeah, they've run out of fuel. There's no point in doing that with armor. We'll move infantry up instead, assuming they can, because it's a bit terrible terrain. That's 28 divisions we've got trapped here. Not bad. Not bad. Got him. I'm gonna get my mountaineers ready along with some infantry support. Possibly make a couple of paratroopers just so I can do these Pathfinder raids. Anyway, we managed to push up to Rostov, make sure the infantry takes up position, fully cover that front. Let's get a little foreshadowing here. I think we've spent enough time on the continent, and while we will continue on the continent, let's clean out not the continent next. So I think with a little luck, I'll be able to cheese the British out of this sea zone. Maybe I'll get some bombers up to make, well, do I have any left? I still have some left. Should be able to eventually get them to see things my way. And I'll redeploy my rather extensive submarine fleet to really harass the British as much as possible, start sinking their actual, navy. Where do we raid? So we'll do this, just get rid of all these zones. The sea zones are annoying. So we'll start raiding here. Here. Of course, we'll keep raiding there and a little bit of raiding there. It's a nice, solid amount of raiding we're doing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 sea zones. Not bad. These guys are raking in kills like there's no tomorrow. And once we've whittled down the Royal Navy a little bit more, we'll be able to make that naval landing work. I've got troops committed to it. Don't think I have Marines researched. No, I do have them researched. Haven't really deployed anything against them. Should maybe do something about Marines, but I don't think I need them per se to beat the... Oh, free manpower, yes. I don't think I need them to beat the UK. I just need to get a solid landing in. I do like how much the Soviets are hurting now. A couple of good counterattacks really completely flipped the script on them. Well, gotta give it to the Russians. When they have their buff, they're still able to push me. So they managed to push me off the Voroshilovgrad and the Tal next to it. For now, I'll have to push them right the hell back. We have finished Operation Sea Line. Now to get in there. This is going to be a bit of a problem because they haven't really bothered relocating their navy. Now we'll try to exploit the weakened state of the Soviet army a little bit more. We're gonna see if we can get another encirclement in. The idea being, naturally, take as much land as we can while they're weak, push up to the next area. So I'm thinking maybe we can get a push going towards Shostka, and then from Kharkov to Sumy and then Shostka, push up to Kursk. That way we can, strip them of even more supply and sit on this nice forest area. Yeah, I think we've reached the point where I can do really big maneuvers with the armor. And not a lot is being sent my way to stop that. So it does look like around Sumy we're heading for a big old pocket. Yes, absolutely. And now we just redeploy all of the armor, make sure that pocket goes away again. Still no realistic way of getting to the UK though. I got too many ships. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done Operation Sea Line because I've got about 6 months to make that happen. Yeah, it's like 30 divisions and 34 divisions. Not bad. Nice chunk of the Soviet Union gone. We've pushed up to Bryansk and Gomel, meaning these areas don't have any supply. Hey, and we figured out how to make nukes. Well, nuclear reactors at least. Next up, nuclear fission. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a big one. That's a sizable chunk of the Soviets. Very good. Let's keep spying on the UK. The more intel I get on them, the easier it will be for me to finally pass their fleet by. Look at that. That is so many divisions. And then there's another little pocket down here. Well, little. These are 18, 24, 28 divisions. And this is, I don't want to do math, but like 30 or 40-ish. I like those numbers. I like those numbers a lot. Look at them go. Oh, they're all gone. Oh, the Soviets just keep losing. Couple of armored thrusts, another gouge taken out of the Red Army, and we drive onwards. Moscow, Stalingrad within striking distance. I could launch an assault on Leningrad. Well, now, really, whenever I so choose, so might as well get this on the way as well. This is a little bit more of a pickle. They've tripled the amount of ships in the North Sea. That's, yeah. I don't think I'll actually be able to reach the... oh boy. Yeah, I don't think I might be able to reach the UK anytime soon, but with numbers like this, I can put my faith in fleet submarines. Yes, that was a big chunk of my navy, but 41 destroyers, 5 light cruisers, and a heavy cruisers is not a bad trade for 16 admittedly expensive but very replaceable subs. And with a broad offensive, we are moving in on Moscow. Should be able to take the city with minimal opposition. We're just plowing through what remains of the Soviet army. So we outnumber them like at least 2 to 1. Industrially, we outclass them. We have inflicted 15.5 million casualties. Now, I would very much like to be able to naval invade, so let's see if we can make that happen. Strike force, no. Yes, green, green, we have green. Is that green? That is green. These guys, mostly trained. The ones on naval invasion duty are trained anyway. There they go. They are go, 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 go. At least Moscow is ours. We're on Liverpool. All right, if we can reach Liverpool. All right, we've cut the UK in half. That's good. Don't let them take Hull. Make sure we hold on to Hull. We have Liverpool secure. Can we do more? I need to do more. There goes the entirety of my surface fleet, I'm afraid. Oh, we're outside Leningrad. Why did I not simply just take Leningrad? Oh yeah, the south is very well populated. Really, it is going to depend on what we find down there. I got 7 units to deal with the north, and I think that might not be enough. And German armor thundering into London, and let's mop up now. We might be able to secure vast kills now. Green air established. Look at the kill ratio. The UK can capitulate at any time now. Beautiful. Magnificent even. Oh, look at that. Look at that. My navy is in tatters. My submarine fleet is well and truly shredded, but we have capitulated the UK. Might as well do Operation Green while I prepare to take out the Soviets now. Well, I suppose the British got me good. I capitulated the United Kingdom and seized the home islands. They bombed the Reichstag. I'll take that trade any day. Right, it's a little late to start doing D-Day now. Brave effort, UK, but one, you're invading the wrong country. I would go for this bit, and you're about a year and 6 months late. But okay, you do you. Time to finish the job. A major drive forward on all fronts. We've seized Crimea with the armor. We're trying to push across the strait, but now the AI has woken up and started launching naval invasions. We just keep winning. Japan, I want to give me my old stuff back. Neat. Tsingtao and Palau. I thought I had more in the area, but I suppose Japan doesn't actually control all of it yet. And in a testament to how ridiculous fleet submarines are, I present to you the Battle of the Bay of Biscay. I think we sunk the entire home fleet using 15 submarines and Dönitz' tactical genius, I suppose. The Donut Man did it. He did it. That is like 50 destroyers, a carrier, 2 battleships, 3 heavy cruisers, 4 light cruisers, and some convoys sunk by underwater tubes. And because I'd rather have the source of the ball bearings than the ball bearings themselves, Sweden has decided to embargo me. That's fine. I will embargo them and simply take Sweden's stuff for myself. That together should be enough to get me what I need. That is the fall of Baku. That should end the Soviet presence in that area. It's all over now. We'll do a last drive on... Let's see if we can seize Leningrad from them. Drive these guys into Helsinki, and I think we can call it a day then. Man, German Finland is one hell of a downgrade in terms of leader. Instead of base Mannerheim, we get Broccoli head here. Not too hot about that. Let me just finish this. I just want it to be over. Soviet Union just a little bit more. I have been paying less attention than I should have and lost like half of the majority of Greece. Oops, we'll sort that out. Funnily enough, Finland never joined a faction, so I just had to drive into Helsinki and capitulate them. A little odd that. Sweden has also given up. Unfortunately, they blew up their mines, and repairing those is going to take a while. Another 92 days, so as a result, I still, after all this time, cannot do autarky. I have none of the resources I need to do autarky. It's infuriating. It is genuinely infuriating. Fortunately, my consumer goods are under control, having eaten Britain and Sweden's gold. And somehow, China is chewing through Japan. China was on the ropes last time I checked, so this is a surprising push they've made all the way to the coast. What's this? Oh, classic Mussolini. You know what? I don't think I care, so I'm just not gonna look at it. Look away for a minute and you get naval invaded off the ass. It's so curious that it didn't start naval invading until I had thoroughly trounced the UK. It's done. Oh, Soviet Union has given up. I'll take your boats and I'll take your land and we'll call it a day. Oops, I forgot about the Mongolian People's Republic because it doesn't matter. Let's start handing some stuff out and call it a day, shall we? All right, I think at this point, can I do autarky yet? I still cannot do autarky for reasons that are not entirely clear to me. But I'd say we've won. Everything on this part of the world is mine. I'm sharing some of it with Japan, but for the most part, it's mine. A crisis averted. Mod's still fun. A lot more difficult than it used to be. I recommend anyone interested in a little bit of a challenge, check this out. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you'll enjoy the next one as well. See ya.